Hello everyone, this is part 10 of What If Naruto Came Back to Claim His Family's Name, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Everyone was talking about what Sakura had shown him, however something entered Naruto's mind. So Sasuke, when are they going to have the trial of the Hyuga Council? Asked Naruto. I don't know, but since Hashi is a current council seat holder, the trial will happen in front of the council and that could be a problem, said Sasuke. Why should it be a problem? We have so much evidence that they were behind it, said Naruto. It is the same reason why Akamaiki clan didn't vote for Inoki even though they are friends, said Sasuke. The Hyuga clan stands against the old guard. Wait, I thought that the Hyugas were the old guard, said Sakura. No, the old guard was the Uchiha clan and the Namikaze clan, said Sasuke. What? Asked Naruto. Simple, from the reign of the first Hokage to the middle reign of third, the council was controlled by a joint alliance between our clan, said Sasuke. After your father took the council seat, he broke the alliance. So where does the Hyuga clan fit? Asked Naruto. The Hyuga clan gathered all the other clans and formed an alliance that they say helped to break the old guard of the Namikaze out of Uchiha clan, said Sasuke. Okay, why did they want to break this alliance up? As long it helps everyone, then why should it matter? Asked Naruto. That's the problem, they used the alliance to help their clan. That is part of the reason why my clan has so much power, said Sasuke. So my clan stole the power from the other clans, said Naruto. No, your clan was already powerful, most of that was done by my clan, but most of the city contracts went to your clan, said Sasuke. So our clans were the Hyuga clan back then, said Naruto. Yep, and some of them don't want us to reform that alliance, said Sasuke. I still don't understand, why would the Akamaiki clan vote against Inoki? Asked Sakura. They think that my father is controlled by Sasuke-kun, that is why they voted against him. Also, that is why they may let Hyugas off the hook. They see the Hyuga as the only clan that can stand up against the Uchiha and the Namikaze, said Ino. My father hates the fact that his best friend won't talk to him. He keeps calling him an Uchiha puppet, also the fact that Choji won't talk to us either. Why would Choji not talk to you? Asked Sakura. Simple, Choji has a crush on me and he hates the fact that I am going to marry Sasuke-kun. It doesn't help that he thinks that my dad traded me to Sasuke-kun in order to gain an alliance with the Uchiha clan, said Ino as she looked down at the ground. Since he won't let me talk to him about it, I can't get him to see the truth. That I love my Sasuke-kun. Well, it sounds just like what I am going though with Hinata. It will solve itself in time, and don't you guys have the major control of the council? Everything will be fine, said Sakura. The talk changed back to the vision and then back to the weeding plan. It was later that night when Sakura found Naruto once again in his family liberty. What is it, Naruto-kun? I found my file about the Namikaze council back then, said Naruto. What does it say? Asked Sakura. We were worse than the Hyugas, but at least when it came to defending the village we were good, said Naruto. However, my uncle was the worst of them all. You had an uncle, Naruto-kun? Asked Sakura. I have an uncle, Sakura-chan, said Naruto as Sakura's eyes widened. That is, if he is still alive in the Anbu jail. What did he do? Asked Sakura. He blackmailed an entire village, said Naruto. There was a small village on the border between us and Rock. He blackmailed them into paying protection money for defending Rock. After he bleed the village dry of money, he left the village hanging in the wind when Rock attacked. He left what little was left of our clan to rest in that village as he made a break for it. Only my dad made it out alive from that village. Naruto-kun, I am so sorry, said Sakura. It's okay, my dad tracked him down and arrested him, said Naruto, but however you look at it, my clan was responsible for the distortion of an entire village. No, Naruto-kun, your uncle was responsible for that, said Sakura. Yeah, but I always thought that my clan was good, but now it turns out that it wasn't, said Naruto. No, Naruto-kun, your clan is only as good as what you make it. You can repair your clan's name and then your kids will keep repairing the Namikaze name. Until what your uncle and council did back then will only be a dark footnote in history, said Sakura as she sat in his lap. That is where you're wrong, Sakura-chan, said Naruto. It would be our children, Sakura-chan, not just mine. I love you, Naruto-kun, said Sakura as she ran her fingers across his cheek. I love you, Sakura-chan, said Naruto as the two of them started kissing and started another make-out session as Sakura started to take off Naruto's shirt. Man, those two are going at it like bunnies, said Kyubi as he closed the door leading into the hallway. Well, remember we were the same when we first got the seal, said his Sakura. Yes, said Kyubi as he smiled, but what does the seal has to do anything? You didn't know that they seal drives them to mate often, said Sakura as she looked at her mate. Sorry, I forgot, said Kyubi with a grin. That's okay, I don't think they are going to complain, but did you tell them about the other things that the seal does? Said Sakura as sounds started to come from the room. It allowed Sakura to summon us and that they would be very portative of each other, said Kyubi as his Sakura rolled her eyes. That is only two things it does. Don't you remember what happened to the five-tailed ice fox? Said Sakura. Now that you say that, I do. Well, that will make things interesting if they got all those powers, said Kyubi as he and his Sakura walked away. It was the next morning when Naruto and Sakura awoke like they normally did and followed the normal routine. However, when both walked into the dining room to find Sakura and Kyubi waiting for them. What is it? Asked Naruto. Kit, I was mistaken, you two are not the first humans to have the fox seal, said the Kyubi. So what if we aren't the first? Said Sakura. It isn't like it is a bad thing, is it? Yes and no, said Sakura. See, my mate forgot the story about the five-tailed ice fox. What's the story? Asked Naruto. Basically it is the same as yours. Over 1,000 years ago the five-tailed ice fox was sealed in a boy from the village that would become the Mist Village. He started one of the most power clans in the village, but then the clan war came and his clan was complete wiped out, said Kyubi. However, using his clan as a baseline for powers of the seal, we know what power it has give you too. Like you, they could summon the demon foxes and they had the fox seal, said Sakura. Is that all the seal does? Asked Naruto, a little afraid of what it would do. No, first it links you two mentally, said Sakura. Because of that you will be able to tell when the other is in trouble. Also a part of each of your soul lives inside the other, however since you are both mortal you can't come back to life like I did. So we have a part of each other's soul inside us? Asked Naruto. Yes, and that is the major drawback. Because of that, if one of you got hurt the other would feel it as well, said Kyubi. That is the major downside of the seal. If someone can hurt your mate then you are hurt as well, said Sakura. However, there are some good things about the seal. For one thing, because you are linked mentally you can tell when your mate is in the mood, said Kyubi with a smirk. Pervert, said his Sakura as she hit her mate hard in the back of his head with one of her tail. Besides that, the seal has given you and your clan a bloodline limit. Wait, I thought that the ability to do the Hiraishin no Jutsu and the Rasengan was your clan bloodline limit. Asked Sakura. No, they are just family justice that are very, very hard to learn unless someone who already knows teaches you, said Naruto. If it's hard to learn, then how did you learn the Hiraishin no Jutsu with no one to teach you? Asked Sakura. Well, Jiraiya knew how it works but could never do it. So he taught me the theory and then I had to keep trying to learn the practical part until I finally got it, said Naruto, then a smile crossed his face. I could teach you how to do those moves if you want. Really? Said Sakura. Can we move on? Said Fox Sakura. Okay then, so what is this bloodline limit? Asked Naruto. You know how the Inuzuka has a strong bond with the dogs, so strong that they can merge with the dogs to form a single more powerful being. Said Fox Sakura. Are you saying that we can bond with Naruto-kun's foxes? Asked Sakura. No, foxes do not bond. Instead, I believe that you two have fox-like traits like super smelling and such. However, it is possible that you may have the ability to turn into foxes for a little bit of time, said Kyubi as Sakura's and Naruto's eyes widened. What? Said Naruto. Become foxes. For a little bit of time, yes, said Kyubi. Well, that is an interesting blood limit, but how can you be sure that we have this limit? Asked Naruto. I mean, you said they made a deal with the five-tailed fox, I made a tale with the nine-tailed. Simple, the fact that the fox seal has foxes in it, said Sakura. If this wasn't true, then instead of foxes in the seal it would be humans, because it is foxes that means that those images in the seal is the fox forms where you two. So Naruto-kun has the ability to turn into a fox, said Sakura. No, you have that ability too, Sakura, said Kyuubi. But in order to have the same bloodline limit, I would have to be related to Naruto-kun through blood, said Sakura. Well, maybe bloodline limit is the wrong word for it, said Sakura. Its power comes in Naruto's blood and it will be passed down to your kids, but also the seal gives that power to you as it would for all the future mates of the males of your clan. Wait, so saying my daughters wouldn't have this ability? Asked Sakura as the image of her daughters filled her mind. No, they would have this ability, but they wouldn't be able to spread it to their mate or kids like the males could, said Fox Sakura. It keeps the ability inside the Namikaze clan, said Kyuubi. I see, said Naruto as he looked up to see the time. Crap, we have get going, we will get going. Naruto and Sakura got to Tsunade's office only a few minutes late. Well, Naruto, Sakura, looks like you two are taking a page out of Kakashi's book and showing up late, said Tsunade. No, just woke up a little late, said Naruto. So what are we doing today? Well, only some training because I want to know if your genin are ready to take the Chunin exams in 2 weeks, said Tsunade as Neji and Awetli walked into the room. Are you two decided to join us? Sorry for being late, Lady Hokage, but Tenten, said Neji as Tsunade raised her hand. You don't have to give any excess. You had to spend 2 weeks away from her, therefore spending an extra 5 minutes with her is fine. Now Lee, tell me, why are you late and why are you wet? Asked Tsunade. I was carrying a bucket of water while I ran my laps around the village and I am ashamed to say that I fell down on my 99 lap, said Lee, so as punishment I had to run 101 more. Okay then, you two will be taking Hinata's and Kiba's teams since they are both still in jail, said Tsunade as Neji and Lee nodded their heads. I also want the list of genin taking part in the exam by the end of the week. Yes, Hokage, said Naruto as all of them left. Soon Sakura and Naruto stood in front of their team. Good morning. Thank God you're back, said Rick. Yes, Lee and Guy are crazy, they made us run 200 laps around the village, said Kinkura. Yes, we are happy to have you back, said Minuto as Sakura's eyes widened. Okay, who are you and what have you done with Minuto? Said Naruto. I just hate Lee and Guy and I want some more C-ranked missions to prove myself, said Minuto. Well, we won't be having a C-ranked mission anytime soon, said Naruto as Minuto's face fell. Because if you impress us at the end of the week, we will sign you up for the Chunin exams. The Chunin exams, yelled Rick, that is so cool. Wait, you still have to impress us. We will be dividing this up into 2 parts. A one-on-one test and a group test. If you pass, then you will be signed up for the exam. So prepare yourself, we will have one last group training session today and tomorrow we will begin the exam, said Naruto. After their training session, Naruto and Sakura went back to the Namikaze estate to find Sakura and Kyuubi waiting for them. How are you two doing? Asked Kyuubi. Fine, another normal day, said Sakura. So do you two want to try this bloodline limit to see if you can become foxes? Asked Kyuubi as Naruto looked at Sakura. Sure, I'll try, said Naruto. What do I have to do? Just focus your chakra into the seal and the bloodline limit should trigger right away, said Fox Sakura. I don't really want to stay a fox forever, so how will I change back? Asked Naruto. The same way, said Kyuubi, just focus chakra through the seal and you'll change back. Okay then, said Naruto as he did a chakra channeling hand sign. Sakura just watched as a flash of light blinded her and a second later Naruto was replaced with a golden blonde fox about the same size as the Kyuubi but with one tail and with a white belly. However, he still had the same blue eyes. Sakura-chan, can you hear me? Ya, Naruto-kun, I can understand you. How do you feel? Asked Sakura. It's strange, I can smell everything and I feel a lot more powerful than I did when I was in human form, said Naruto. That is the fact that the fox forms increase your power, said Kyuubi. So Sakura, do you want to try? Ya, Sakura-chan, it was quite easy, said Naruto as he turned back into a human in another flash of light. Sure, said Sakura as she channeled her chakra. Suddenly she felt herself shirking down and suddenly she could smell and hear everything and something was hit her in the back of her head. She turned around to see a tail. It was light shade of pink and she was able to control it. Also, the feeling of power was overwhelming. Sakura-chan, you are without a doubt the cutest fox I have ever seen, said Naruto as he looked down at the pink fox that used to be his girlfriend. Her fur was the same color as her hair, and like his fox form, she too had a white belly. After a few minutes, Sakura turned back into human form. Well, that was interesting, said Sakura. It was a powerful form, but I don't know how to fight in it. Well, we will just have to learn that together now, won't we? Said Naruto with a grin. You should have the same powers in that form. Like Naruto should be able to do the Rasengan, and Sakura should have her superhuman strength by using your tails instead of hands, said Sakura. Well, at least we wouldn't have to learn all new moves, said Naruto. Well, Sakura-chan, we should get to planning for Genin's tests. I wonder what the test will be, asked Rick as all 6 of the Genin waited for Naruto and Sakura. Well, each of us will have a different test in order to grade our improvement, said Kinkura as a kunai landed in front of them. Who said that we were doing the one-on-one first? Said Naruto as he stood in the trees. Let's go get him, yelled Minuto as he pulled out his mace and jumped at Naruto and Ronin started barking. Wait, Minuto, stop, yelled Kinkura, but it was too late. Minuto came in contact with a chakra-powered punch. Minuto was sent flying backwards, hitting the ground, causing a huge crater. That is one of Sakura-sensei's move, said Hinura. That isn't Naruto-sensei, said Kinkura. Ronin can see through Genjutsu, and that isn't Naruto-sensei. Very good, Kinkura, said Naruto as he changed in a puff of smoke changed into Sakura. My head hurts, said Minuto as his blood ran down his face from a cut across his forehead. Don't move, Minuto, said Hinura as she ran up to Minuto, her handwear glowing a light green as she healed Minuto's cut. Thanks, said Minuto as he stood back up. Okay, kiddies, you have to survive 4 hours of us chasing you down, said Naruto as he appeared in a tree. Just to be fair, we will give you a 10 minutes head start. When does the time start? Asked Rick. Well, you guys have already wasted 2 minutes, so you better get going, said Sakura as she grinned as the Genin made a break for it with Minuto in the lead. As soon as they were out of sight, Naruto jumped over to Sakura. So how do you think they will fare? Asked Naruto. We will find out soon, said Sakura as she looked down at her watch. 7 minutes to be exact. We have to put as much distance between us and them, said Rick as the 6 of them kept jumping. No, we should fight, said Minuto. Minuto-kun, are you crazy? They're Jonin, we are Genin, we can't fight them, said Kinkura. No, Minuto's right, said Lu, we can't outrun Naruto-sensei's Hiraishin no Jutsu, all we can do is find a place that terrain supports us. Okay then, any suggestions? Asked Luke. Yes, I have an idea, said Lu. Well, it is time, said Sakura as she set her watch again for the time limit. Let's go, Sakura-chan, said Naruto as the 2 of them jumped away. After a few minutes they found the trail. Well, they covered their trail okay for Genin, said Sakura. Well, that is Kinkura's doing, she is an Inuzuka and they are very go at tracking and covering trails, said Naruto as he kept jumping. Soon they found themselves in a small clearing with a small waterfall. The trail ends here, said Sakura as she scanned around the clearing before whispering to Naruto. Looks like we get to have some Naruto-kun. Yep, they even have a pretty good setup, said Naruto as 4 kunai came flying up from under the water. Naruto threw one kunai, hitting the first incoming kunai, which hit the next, which hit the last 2. Another volley of kunai came flying from the trees. Sakura blocked them with her own kunai. Suddenly 3 spears of water came flying out of the water toward the Jonin. Naruto ran through some hand signs and formed 3 little twisters that flew out, hitting the 3 water spears. Naruto-kun, are you alright? Asked Sakura. Suddenly she couldn't move. Got you, Sakura-sensei, said Luke Nara as she stood by a tree with a shadow running across the ground until it came to Sakura's feet. Now Rick. With that, Rick came running toward Sakura. Sakura-chan, yelled Naruto as he jumped in front of Rick, blocking Rick's kick to Sakura's head. However, as he held Rick's foot, Minuto appeared next to Naruto with his mace in hand. We got you too, yelled Minuto as his mace came crashing down on Naruto's head. However, as soon as he hit Naruto's head, it disappeared completely. Shadow clone, yelled Rick. Yes, Rick, it was a shadow clone, said Sakura as she was replaced with a log. Guys, said Kinkura as all the Genin looked at her, only to find Kinkura standing there with a knife at her teeth being held by Naruto. Ronin was lying on the ground unable to move. Lay down your weapons and give up, said Naruto. Don't do it, yelled Kinkura as Minuto pulled out 2 kunai. Minuto, what are you going? Asked Rick as Minuto threw two kunai. Naruto moved to miss the first, however the second hit Kinkura in the shoulder. Kinkura winced in pain at the impact and moved one of her hands up to it to stop the blood from spreading. Good going, you hit Kinkura-chan. Thanks Minuto-kun, said Kinkura with a smile that confused everyone but those two. Suddenly Kinkura's hand moved to the kunai handle, pulling it out before stabbing Naruto in the gut. This time Naruto didn't disappear, instead blood came out as he let Kinkura go. She grabbed Ronin and ran toward her team. Let's get out of here, yelled Lu as he dropped smoke bomb. This blocked their retreat as Naruto pulled out the kunai. In an instant Sakura was at his side. Like him, she was holding her side. Sakura-chan, what is wrong? Asked Naruto as Sakura sat down and started to heal his wound. The seal, remember we share each other's pain. Yubaka, said Sakura as she finished healing Naruto. Well, I have to give those genin credit, I didn't see that coming, said Naruto. They have differently improved, said Sakura, let's give them a little bit of a break. Fine, we still have 3 hours to hunt them down, said Naruto. Hold still Kinkura, said Hinura as she used the healing jutsu that Sakura had shown her. At the moment the group was sitting in a cave they had found. God, that hurt, said Kinkura. Don't worry, you'll be fine, said Hinura. How is Ronin? Asked Kinkura. He is fine but out like a light, said Hinura. How much longer until we are done? Asked Kinkura. About 2.5 hours, said Luke. They are giving us a break, said Lu. What do you mean? Asked Rick. It wouldn't take them this long to find us, said Lu. They are planning something, so should we? Well, Sakura-chan, do you think it time? Asked Naruto. Sure, this will be a first, said Sakura. However, if they can stop this then they pass, okay? Sure, said Naruto. Minuto, did you hear that? Asked Rick as he and Minuto stood by the opening to the cave. Rick, shut up, said Minuto. Last time you heard something, it turned out to be a family of foxes. But Naruto-sensei uses foxes, therefore we have to be careful, said Rick. Naruto-sensei's foxes all have leaf headbands on them, those don't, so clam down, said Minuto as he walked toward the bushes and parted them. See all, it is a pink fox. Pink fox, yelled Rick as Minuto fell to the ground as a pink tail hit him in the legs before swiping across his face. One down, said the pink fox as Rick got into a stance and the other genin ran out of the cave. Rick, what is it? Asked Lu Yamanaka before he saw the fox. That is no ordinary fox, said Kinkura. You are right, Kinkura, we are not normal foxes, said a voice from behind the genin. They turned to see a blonde fox sitting by a tree. What are you two then? Asked Hinura. Well, we are your senses, of course, said Sakura as in a flash of light both of the foxes changed back into Naruto and Sakura. Naruto-sensei, Sakura-sensei, how did you do that? Asked Luke Nara. It's my clan's new bloodline, said Naruto as several shadow clones appeared around the cave. So do you give up? No, we don't, in fact you should give up, said Lu. Oh, why is that? Asked Naruto. Because I have filled the entire area with paper bombs and with one move I can set them all off, king us all, said Lu as Sakura's and Naruto's eyes widened. I realized that we couldn't beat or trap you, so we had to go for a tie. It is just like in chess, if you know you can't win they go for a stalemate. I wish move. However, said Sakura as she looked at Naruto who was now holding a bunch of deactivated paper bombs. We found and disabled all your bombs. Okay then, we surrender, said Lu. Lu, we can fight, said Rick. Rick, it would be pointless, we are outclassed in every way. They have us pinned, said Lu. You pass, said Sakura. What, we pass how? Asked Hinura. Simple, you gave it your all and you fought with your brains and your heart. That is all we could have asked for, said Naruto. So all we have to do is pass the one-on-one test, then we get to go to the Chunin exams. Asked Luke. No, I think you have already shown more than what is needed to enter the exam, don't you agree, Naruto-kun? Said Sakura. Yeah, you have all improved, I will sign you all up for the Chunin exams tomorrow morning. In the meantime let's get some food, said Naruto with a smile. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.